I think Tim Walz is a safe pick and in some ways exciting for the Democrats. Safe in terms of I served with him in Congress. He's a relatively likable guy, was considered moderate to conservative Democrat, but exciting to some Democrats because he's the one coining this term weird when describing our candidates. He also did a famous Taylor Swift bill, so the Swifties are all excited about it. So I think it's a relatively decent pick for her. I don't think it moves the ball downfield in terms of polling or winning states or not. We were going to win Minnesota anyway, but it's a safe pick.
You did work with him, as you mentioned. What was he like as a legislator and as a colleague?
He was a likable guy. He was more conservative at the time in terms of was supported by the NRA. He's got a personality that you might expect from a winning high school football coach who took his team to the state championship. Positive, motivating, easy to like. So I think he's got good interpersonal skills.
Did you have any memorable interactions with him or anything like that?
No, we didn't do a lot of legislation together, but I interacted with him, from time to time on the floor and liked him good enough. What I like about him in this particular case is he doesn't have any of the baggage that some of the other potential candidates have. We weren't going to win Minnesota anyway. Trump lost Minnesota in both elections. When Ronald Reagan won 49 out of 50 states, Minnesota was the one state he lost. So I think it's a safe pick, but I don't think it's going to be game changing.
When Walz was first elected, he flipped a Republican-leaning House district. What do you think? Is the appeal there?
He was first elected in 2006 as part of this tidal wave, which was all related to the Iraq War. It was President Bush at his lowest point. That's what swept Nancy Pelosi into office. And so he won a Republican-leaning conservative district, but was able to maintain that seat for several years and ultimately got elected governor. So he got there by being a relatively conservative, moderate guy, and he wasn't considered a bomb thrower in Congress.
We have already seen just in the hours since the pick was announced, kind of what the Republican messaging is going to be, attacking him as a radical. What do you think of that messaging?
I wouldn't call him a radical. I think he's got a little more moderate as he's gotten along. I think they would criticize him for not doing more in the George Floyd protest and calling in the National Guard quicker. But I wouldn't call him a radical. I would call him a moderate Democrat who's a safe pick. I don't think he's going to move the ball downfield or he's going to hurt.
You mentioned the messaging that he has kind of popularized, calling Trump and Vance and others weird. Do you think that's could be a successful or winning message, or what do you make of that?
His use of the word weird is interesting, and that it's now become the theme. And I think he was talking about Trump's use of the Hannibal Lecter references and also J.D. Vance making a claim about the Diet Mountain Dew and racism. And he was just pointing out a couple of little foibles there. Somehow, with the Democratic base, they're all excited about this word. And that one word is now becoming the theme of their whole campaign, it seems.
So where do you think things go from here? Now we have the Republican and Democrat tickets set as we get closer to November.
Where things go from here now, the emphasis will be on the Democrat convention, trying to bring in independents, particularly trying to use him from the Midwest as someone who can appeal to voters from Pennsylvania and Michigan and Wisconsin. There'll be a little boost in the polling temporarily with all the attention. I think things will settle down, and then the next big thing will be focusing on the debates that come up between the presidential candidates and VP candidates.
Do you think we will see Trump and Harris on the debate stage together?
I think you're going to see them on the debate stage together. I don't know if it's going to be ABC or CNN or Fox News, but I think you have to. I think in this close of election, I don't think either candidate can afford to walk away when the independent voters are everything, particularly in 3 states.
Do you think it would be a disservice to the American people if they don't debate?
I think it would be a disservice not to have debates. I'm someone who's very, very favorable toward debates. You don't have to spend campaign money. You don't have to raise money. It gives people an opportunity. I mean, I think the whole reason you saw Joe Biden drop out was because of the debate. I think the whole reason you had Nikki Haley soar to the top of the pack, Trump wasn't participating, was because of the debate. I think debates can only be helpful.